Hi everyone, I'm Jeff. I'm the founder of Scales Nature Park and also the project director for the Saving Turtles at Risk Today project.
And my name is Kelsey and I'm the project coordinator for the START project.
And my name is Helen and I'm a former field technician on the project.
We're here today to release some baby Blandings turtles in a wetland where we've found very few in the past, in fact only one female. We were able to get her eggs 2 years ago and raise up her babies in order to put them back in the wild today.
So the night we found the turtle, we weren't expecting to see a Blandings at all. We typically been getting painted turtles and snapping turtles on the area that we'd been surveying, and me and my field partner went past this turtle and we stopped a little ways away so we didn't spook it, and we turned to each other and I said, "That's a Blandings turtle." And he said, "No way, that's not a Blandings turtle, that's a snapping turtle." And so we had to slowly creep back, and sure enough it was probably the biggest Blandings turtle I've ever seen in my life. And it was amazing to get. We were phoning people because there hadn't previously been any Blandings turtles recorded in this area. So that's quite a big thing for protection, but also to show the spread of the species, and so it was very exciting.
The START project has been working hard since 2013 to conserve Blandings turtles and other turtle species across Simcoe, Muskoka, and now into areas beyond that as well. Blandings turtles have been a major focus for the project for the entire time, and that's partly because they're a provincially threatened species that has declined tremendously south of the Canadian Shield especially. And so we were really happy 2 years ago to find an adult female in a wetland where we had never found any Blandings turtles alive in the past, and we were actually able to not only find that female but to wait until she'd laid her eggs. Now some of what we do includes protecting nests so that the predators can't get at the eggs, but in many cases we can't place a protective cage, and that was true with this nest. So we were able to excavate the eggs, hatch them out, and normally we release all the babies back into the wild about a week after they've hatched. But in some cases that may not be the best plan. Blandings turtles in some parts of southern Ontario are actually being head-started. The process of head starting involves taking hatchling turtles, which are typically about the size of a loonie, and growing them up for 1 or 2 years, typically 2 years, without hibernating them and giving them lots to eat, so they get to be about this size, which in the wild might take them 4 or 5 years to attain. And this gives them a much better chance of surviving in the wild, where there are lots of things that would want to eat them, anything from fish to large frogs, especially things like raccoons. Even some birds like herons will take small turtles. When they get a little bit bigger, it's much harder, and they can of course pull into their protective shell to stay safe. That works a lot better as they get bigger and bigger. So it's a great way to increase their odds of survival, and with a threatened species like this in a critical population where there's very few left, it can be an effective conservation tool. This was the first one we'd ever found in that wetland, and it seemed to be a very precarious population. We sought permission from the provincial government to be able to head start them, and they agreed, and so we then sent the hatchlings over to the Ontario Turtle Conservation Centre in Peterborough to have them head started. And now 2 years later, they've all come back, all of them survived, 19 of them are going back to the wild today, which is a pretty awesome thing. And now we've actually grown to the point where we have the capability to do this for the future as well. So if we do find in this year or in future years any eggs where we think it's worthwhile to head start them, we'll also be able to do that in-house as part of the START project, which is great to see the project continuing to grow in its ability to conserve these species across central Ontario.